Mr. Iden?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. At this point, we have a federal judge. My apologies, state district judge who will administer the oath of office to the newly elected councilwoman and council and re-elected councilman Sauceda and councilwoman Gallegos.
You want to do them one at a time? I could do them both at the same time, but I'd like to give you all a few words first. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you to the swearing in. I know that many of you, and I recognize some of your faces, you are here not only to see the swearing in, but to be part of government. And that is admirable of citizens within your community. It is important for those of you that are newly elected, and for those of you that are re-elected, to continue to remember that which got you here, and that is the trust of the public. Votes only come from people that are able to trust you or are able to accept the trust that others have given to you in one form or another. The only trust that you can gain as a public official is by understanding the decisions that you make, by understanding the people that you serve, and you don't serve yourselves. I'm often asked, because I make decisions every day in things that affect people's lives, not only in life or death, in criminal cases, in liberty, in criminal cases, and in civil matters, very serious matters. The most serious cases that I handle are cases dealing with young children like those that are here in the front row today. And I'm often asked, how do you sleep at night? Well, the easiest answer is this. I took to heart something that my mother told me. And yes, it was my mother that told me this. I'm not ashamed to say that we follow the advice that others give us, often our parents. My mother said, she said, when you make a decision, make the decision for the right reasons. If you're wrong, my son, you can justify your decision because you had a good reason for making it. If you make the decision for the wrong reason, even if it ends up being a good decision, it doesn't sit well. And so I scratched my head, and I, at the time, didn't really understand everything that she meant by that. She said, let me explain it in a way that you might understand it, because I know you love food. Cuando te hago las tortillas, y te las hago con amor, aunque se pongan un poco duras, tan sabrosas. But you can go to the best, most expensive restaurant, and if the service is not good, and it's not served in the manner in which you're accustomed to, with love, and for the right reasons, the food doesn't quite taste as good. Keep that in mind when you make decisions as elected officials. Keep in mind that the people that you serve are keeping an eye on you, not for their own good, but for the good of their young ones. And I'm so glad to see the young children that are in the front, because they're starting to witness government. They're starting to witness the things that will affect them when they grow up. And maybe they will, in turn, take on the responsibility of being an elected official. You have people in this room that not only participate on the ballot, but participate behind the scenes, and I applaud you. At this time, what I'm going to ask is that Ms. Gallegos, Sonia Gallegos, and Mr. Simon Sauceda, step up here. And I asked them if I could do them together, because sometimes, you know, they're kind of selfish about that. You know, they said, no, I want my limelight. But apparently, they're more interested in getting on with the business of the city, and so I'm going to do this for them together. The first thing that you will do is take the statement of an elected officer. You're familiar with it, you've taken it before. This is not part of the oath you take as the oath of office, but it is part of the statement you make to the people of the state of Texas and the people that you serve, so that we can assure ourselves that you are doing what you are doing for the right reasons. So after I say I, you give me your name. Raise your right hands, both of you. I,
Sonia Gallegos,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered,
offered,
promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed, or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money
any money
or thing of value,
or thing of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office
or employment
or employment
for the giving
for the giving
or withholding of a vote
or withholding of a vote
at the election
at the election
at which I was elected,
at which I was elected,
or as a reward
or as a reward
to secure my appointment
to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be.
whichever the case may be.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Remain with your hands up. And these I will do separately. We'll do Mr. Sauceda first because he has seniority. Mr. Sauceda, repeat after me. I, Simón Sauceda II,
Juan Sauceda II,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
City of Donna Council Member, Place 3,
City of Donna Council Member, Place 3
of the State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
the Constitution
and the laws
and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. You can sign both of these, and then I'll sign them myself. Ms. Gallegos, I have to be honest with you because Mr. Orozco called me, and those of you who don't know Damien, is he going to deal? But he has a good heart, and I've met you before. And when he told me, yes, she was elected council member in Donna, and I went, why? Why would she do that? And the reason I asked that is this. Mr. Sauceda can attest to this because he's been here before. And those of you that are elected can attest to this. These are thankless jobs. There are jobs that you will regret at times taking. But they are rewarded if you do them for the right reasons. When you see a child walking the streets of Donna, and you know that you helped make sure that that street was in good repair. And when you walk the streets of Donna, and you see a project that you may have taken on as a council member with the schools to make the city better for them, you'll be proud. And when you walk the city of Donna, and you would think you're doing a lot of walking, right? Well, if you want to be reelected, you're going to do more walking. And you see a friend or a friend's grandmother or a friend's grandfather walking the streets, because they still do. In cities like Donna, they still walk the streets. And the crosswalk has been fixed. And the police are protecting them. And the things that you are entrusted with doing are getting done. And you're proud. But you're not proud because you did it. You're proud because you took on the responsibility to do it along with everyone else that has taken on this responsibility. All elected officials that work together are a team. They team up not only with themselves, but with the people that lend their voices to the concerns the city will have. Now, you and I may think that the city of Donna is the same as it's always been. But when you talk to people that have been around longer than you and I, and you're a lot younger than me, but you and I, the city has changed. And it's changed for the better in many ways. And there's always room for improvement. I wish you the best. And Damien told me that I wasn't supposed to embarrass him
but I will anyway. Damien rarely asks for anything, and he asked me to come help with the swearing in, and he told me that it was for you, and he told me it was for Mr. Sauceda. And I said, okay, when are we going to do it? Well, they juggled dates on me several times. And finally, they said, okay, last week we had a conflict with the swearing in of a bunch of National Honor Society students, and then we had a conflict with my son, who, by the way, is going to be valedictorian of Edinburgh High School. And then today, the only conflict I had is that as soon as I leave here, I usually meet the guys that I will have a beer or two with. And so I said, well, that's not a conflict, because I can do something that is productive, and then I can go and do something that's not productive. Sonia, I congratulate you. And at this time, I would ask you if you can repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I, Sonia Gallegos,
I, Sonia Gallegos,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of the City of Donna,
of the City of Donna,
Council Member Place 1.
Councilwoman, Place 1.
She got you on that one.
You're going to get elected. Of the state of Texas.
Of the State of Texas.
And will to the best of my ability.
And will to the best of my ability.
Preserve.
Protect.
And defend the Constitution.
And defend the Constitution.
And the laws.
And the laws.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And of this state.
And of the state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
In my home, the most important person, and I'm talking about my mom and dad, the most important person is my mother, by far. But she will tell you it's not because I'm a woman, it's because I'm a mother. Okay? And so I asked her one day, why do you say that? She said, because we're no different than men. So when I said council member, I want you to understand, because, you know, women in government are growing in numbers. And I say thank God, because women many times, in many ways, bring a refreshing view, a very different view than some men. But keep in mind that the position you take is not man or woman. Okay? You are a representative of all of them, even though you may like the women more. So congratulations, Sonia. Congratulations.
Thank you.